shows, film certain videos for certain projects, and we put it all together using Premiere Pro and other types of software.
So in Advanced 2 Digital Communications, it's a step up from Advanced 1. You get to do different projects, like in the past we produced shows that the whole school has seen. You kind of dive into the Adobe Cloud with software like After Effects and Illustrator, kind of drifting away from Premiere Pro and broadening student skills.
With Advanced 2 being the highest level of filmmaking class, Mr. Wall expects a lot high expectations for the students, whether that
I think a picture is worth 1,000 words. I'd rather share a creative library with the students to refer to on our website. So if they want to learn a little bit more, in addition to what they see in the program studies, they'll have an opportunity. We have a student who's working with Mr. Duval for an independent study, and she's going to be helping me create videos. So I'm very grateful for that resource.
Advanced Digital Communications.
Oh my God, this is so much to say. Okay. Additional academic electives that are available to students. We have an opportunity, we have our captive audience of students, we'll go into what each one of those look like. Something that's really exciting too, it's important for our students to know about the dual enrollment classes that we offer. We have an agreement with Proctor, Syracuse, William Patterson, University of Albany. They get, what I know about dual enrollment is they get, as long as they pass the course, they get their college credit and they don't have to take any exam. So it's a real win, and those credits will transfer to their university. May not always transfer, of course, if they wanted to use it for, but they'll get credit actually as an elective, if not, of course, they want it. This is never in their path. They're taking a college level course, and it's always great for resume building when they're applying to colleges and they're taking these college level courses. Part of the process is trying to separate yourself as an athlete when you're at colleges. So I want to make sure that we hit every aspect of every student. There's not a one-size-fits-all. Our demographic is changing as well, so I want to make sure that we're addressing every student. So I put this little pamphlet together. It's in the school counselor's office. It's basically, you can tell it's trifold. But if you click on the link, and it's also on our website, there's all different links to different opportunities for students. If you're not a traditional 4-year or 2-year college student, there's different opportunities out there. There's trades, there's media information in here, hospitality information, something for everybody. So I want to make sure that we give everybody an opportunity. So this is a blank template that the students could type directly into, because now they have this in their drive. They can adjust it as time goes on. When they're meeting with their counselors every year, the counselors are going to start using the language of, pull up your 5-year plan. You can see what you were looking at. If you tweak it, but it's there. So they can write right into here about what courses they want to take it into. It's a little bit more programmed, but they can start charting their course in 8th grade of what they're hoping to take in 8th grade. And then they could, this is a blank template that mirrored the other template that I filled in before, that they could put the courses that they're looking to take when they're in their high school career and determine what level. Electives here, it says 5 credits, but they could definitely change the columns around to 2.5 and adjust it to whatever their individual plan is, but it will total be 41 credits. So we're looking forward to joining forces again with Mr. User, and we're going to be going into classes late February, early March, something like that, and we're going to connect this to
Yeah, this is one of Megan's big initiatives, and that's awesome to see it coming to fruition. It's fantastic. Okay, we're item 7, petitions and hearings of citizens for agenda items only. If you have something that you'd like to come up and speak to the board about, you're welcome to come up for agenda items. Okay, I don't see anybody, so we'll move on to agenda items. Education committee.
Agenda items 1 through 5 represent the Education Committee's recommendations. 1 is the District Safe Return Plan for the 2022-23 school year, which is Education Attachment A. Number 2 is an out-of-district placement, including tuition and additional related services for the 22-23 school year, Education Attachment B. Number 3 is field trips. I always love these field trips. NJSC Winter Convention for the Student Council, Health Occupation Students of America Regional Conference, Rutgers University, Tri-M Music Honor Society, Waterloo Village, and NJASC Spring Conference Student Council. Number 4 is the structured learning experiences. These are always fun too. Trader Joe's, Ulta, the Paper Store, and Lunch, Marshall's, Target, and Applebee's, and the Oasis Diner. Number 5 is our very exciting Open Senior Lunch Pilot Program, which will be effective January 23rd, I believe that's 2023, through or on about June 19th, 2023, as per Education Attachment C.
Have a motion? Second. Discussion.
Do we need to just update that date officially, or can we just change that? The January 23rd? Okay, perfect.
So I did read the District Safe Return Plan, and I guess we're still under an emergency, public health emergency. I don't know, it refers to, I don't even know, I haven't, yeah. Just has the meaning. But anyway, I understand it's law, or required, so I did find that interesting when I read it. Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about? No? Okay.
This is as far as the lunch pilot program.
Yeah.
We're really excited to give that opportunity for our kids. We also are parents, so we are always nervous. Please don't speed on your way back to school. Please just get a late pass and be late. We'd much rather, as a mom, I say this to my kids all the time, and I'm going to definitely reiterate it when they're talking about this program for my daughter next year. Way rather you be in trouble for being late than you be crashed on the side of the road. So please, please take it seriously. Take the late pass if you need it, and drive safely.
And I love the opportunity that we're giving these seniors to have a little bit more freedom, be responsible with it before, they leave for college next year. So this is like their first step towards finding their independence and making good choices and being careful. So I love it that as a board and as parents, we're trusting them to do this. And I hope that they will not let us down.
Ms. King, will you call the board?
Mr. Petroselli?
Yes.
Mrs. Perrella?
Yes.
Mr. Gigante?
Yes.
Mrs. Fishback?
Yes.
Mr. Eisenmaker?
Yes.
And Mrs. Donaldson?
Yes. Ms. Fishback, will you take the next one since this is your last meeting?
Sure. The Negotiations Committee. Agenda items 1 through 3 represent the Negotiation Committee's recommendation. Number 1, whereas the District and Kinnelon Education Association have negotiated a sidebar agreement, we're going to update and revise the stipends provided for certain co-curricular advisor roles as set forth in Schedule F of the Collective Negotiations Agreement between the parties for the period of July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2025. And it's hereby resolved today that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the board approves the sidebar agreement with the revised Schedule F attached hereto as negotiations attachment A, and authorizes the board president to execute the agreement on behalf of the Kinnelon Board of Ed. It's further resolved that with the approval of the agreement, the district officials are hereby authorized to take all steps necessary to effectuate the terms of the agreement. Number 2, Be it resolved that the Kinnelon Board of Education approve the following resolution. Whereas the district and Kinnelon Education Association have negotiated a sidebar agreement to address attendance by staff at certain events and certain components of the district's calendar and schedule as set forth in the collective negotiations agreement between the parties for the period of July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2025. And it is hereby resolved today that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the board approves the sidebar agreement and authorizes the board president to execute the agreement on behalf of the board of ed. Further resolved that with the approval of the agreement, district officials are hereby authorized to take all steps necessary to effectuate the terms of the agreement. Number 3, be it resolved that the Kinnelon Board of Education approve the following resolution. Whereas a request has arisen to make changes to the Kinnelon Education Association collective negotiations agreement to address the terms and conditions of employment of the district's athletic trainer. And whereas the association and district have negotiated a sidebar agreement to address said requests to be entered into the collective negotiations agreement. And it is hereby resolved today that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the board approves the sidebar agreement and authorizes the board president to execute the agreement on behalf of the Kinnelon Board of Ed. Further resolved that with the approval of the agreement, district officials are hereby authorized to take all steps necessary to effectuate the terms of the agreement.
Can I have a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? We did talk about this a lot in subcommittee and we worked a lot with the KEA as Mr. Mango has already articulated. So it was a lot of work for both the KEA executive board and I know our ed committee and Mr. Mango. So I really appreciate everybody's efforts. Ms. King, will you pull the board, please?
Mr. Eisenmaker?
Yes.
Mrs. Fishman?
Yes.
Mr. Ganti?
Yes.
Mrs. Perrella?
Yes.
Mr. Petroselli?
Yes.
And Mrs. Allison?
Yes. Mr. Petroselli?
The Personnel Committee has agenda items number 1 through 26, which represent our recommendations. They'll be voted upon as a group. Number 1 is some additional sick days. Number 2 is an administrative leave. Number 3 is the extended appointment of Mrs. Mulholland, so thank you for staying on, Mrs. Mulholland. Number 4 is the approval of the home instructor's hourly rate. Number 5 is the approval of the staff members you see listed there for Title I supplemental support. Number 6 is the payment for CPR training. Number 7 is payment for the 8 hours as site manager for the Kinnelon Super Bowl. Number 8 is a professional development day, and you'll see the hours listed under number 8. Number 9 is a payment for staff members for the 8th grade open house. Number 10 is the, isn't it the same thing, is that the same thing? Oh, okay, we're rescinding number 9 in payment, and then number 10 is we're approving the payment, so sorry about that. New job descriptions, as David mentioned a little bit earlier, the teacher on assignment is there new and the athletic trainer revised, which we just talked about. Number 12 is the revised substitute rate that you see there. Number 13 is the appointment of a full-time paraprofessional, that's number 14 as well. Number 15 as well. And number 16 is a substitute secretary. And we're moved to the next page on page 8 now. Under additional assignments, number 17 is payment for lunch coverage. Number 18 is extending the appointment of interim head custodian. Number 19 is a stipend for indoor varsity track. Number 20 is the winter coaches and volunteers on personnel attachment B. 21 is the revised co-curricular list, personnel attachment C. Moving on to page 9, you have the staff members that will split the K-5 webmaster position, and you'll see listed there. Number 23 is the appointment of the substitutes that you see listed there. Substitute nurses under 24, you'll see the names listed there as well. We have a payment for paraprofessional home programming under number 25, and then payment to the staff members you see listed there for home instruction. Number 26. Can I have a motion to approve?
Motion. Discussion.
I just had a silly question. What's the current substitute rate? Right. Okay, thank you.
Ms. King, will you pull the board?
Mrs. Yes. Mrs. Fishback?
Yes.
Mr. Eisenman?
Yes.
Mr. Pacelli?
Yes.
And Mrs. Nelson?
Yes.
Policy Committee.
Agenda items number 1 through 4 represent the policy committee's recommendation, and we'll vote on them as a group. Number 1 is that the Kiwanis Board of Ed, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, accepts the 5